Our brains have a powerful reward system driven by dopamine. It evolved to encourage behaviors that ensure survival. Digital platforms exploit this. A notification acts as an unpredictable trigger. Similar to a slot machine, digital apps provide variable rewards. We never know if a notification will be meaningful, which creates a compulsive habit loop. Our brains evolved for deep, sustained focus. This linear processing allows us to master complex subjects and engage in creative problem solving. However, constant task switching between apps creates a fragmented mental state. This is often called the goldfish effect, where our ability to sustain focus on a single deep task diminishes. As we feed our brains rapid fire content, they adapt. We lose the patience required for slow, linear information processing, finding it harder to remain engaged with long form media. Being constantly reachable keeps us in a state of continuous partial attention. Our minds remain tethered to a digital network that never sleeps. This need to stay connected, driven by the fear of missing out, forces our brains to remain alert, anticipating the next notification. The pressure of instant communication keeps the nervous system in a low-level fight or flight state, leading to persistent, heightened anxiety. Memory formation requires deep encoding, an active process where the brain processes information to move it from short-term to long-term storage. Digital amnesia occurs when we offload this process to our devices. By relying on external storage, we bypass the necessary cognitive effort required for long-term retention. Without this deep engagement, information is never fully encoded. The neural traces stay superficial, making the information nearly impossible to recall later without a digital prompt. Late-night digital exposure emits high-energy blue light, which signals our brain to stop melatonin production, keeping us alert when we should be winding down. During sleep, the brain enters a recovery phase, pruning unnecessary synapses and processing the day's experiences to consolidate memory. However, constant digital interaction keeps the brain in an active input-seeking state, disrupting this essential cleanup and preventing deep restorative cognitive recovery. To mitigate the impact of digital overstimulation, we must practice digital hygiene, effectively recalibrating our brain's focus. First, silence non-human notifications. By eliminating machine-generated pings, you stop the constant interruption of your cognitive flow. Second, establish phone-free zones. Designating specific areas of your home as technology-free allows your neurochemistry to stabilize outside of constant connectivity. Finally, schedule time for analog activities. These practices help your brain recalibrate, moving away from hyperactive states back to a grounded, focused baseline. By pruning these digital disruptions, you regain authority over your attention, allowing your neural networks to return to a more efficient, organized state. Attention is a finite, non-renewable resource. Every digital interaction consumes a portion of our cognitive capacity. The goal is to balance the utility of our devices with conscious management of their use. When we shift from reactive consumption to intentional engagement, our cognitive networks regain stability. Phones are tools for connection, but they must be managed with intent to preserve your long-term cognitive function.